name is Adele Beecham and I am a sixth form student at Wells Cathedral School, and I'm here with Mr. Tighe in the Ritchie kitchen, which is the house for sixth formers. So, Mr. Tighe, I guess being the head of a school is such a versatile job, and I was wondering, is there someone who inspires you not only in your work but also in your everyday life?
It's very difficult to narrow it down to one person, but I suppose leaders who've made positive change. And I think leaders who can be inclusive and celebrate diversity and be part of that kind of positive change. People like Martin Luther King, Harvey Milk, these are the sorts of heroes that I as a leader, I hope I can aspire to emulate.
Okay. I guess with positive change also comes great difficulty, so my next question would be, what has been the greatest challenge that you faced as a headmaster in the school?
Well, I'm now starting my fourth year here as a headmaster, so the vast amount of my time, almost 2 years, has been dominated by COVID, and I know that sounds like a kind of obvious answer in some ways, but it has been a huge challenge for all of us. Watching us, in a school which is so much about community, and we love being part of a community all on site, to see us all physically separated, and then have that challenge of keeping that community even in a physically separated world. That for me has been a real challenge for all of us, staff and pupils alike. I think we've done brilliantly, but obviously it's not the way you would expect to be running a school, and that's been particularly demanding, I think.
Okay. I noticed you mentioned a lot about community, and so I wanted to ask, what do you think that people's perspective of you is as a headmaster?
I should be asking you that question, shouldn't I? I think they probably think of me, I hope, as firm but fair, that they know where my expectations are and therefore what the expectations of the school are, that there's a clear sense of guidelines and how we're all operating together to be the best community we can be. I'd also like to hope that people think I'm approachable, I'm accessible, open door policies that I have, and that I'm always keen to hear from pupils about any matters, things that they want to tell me that they've achieved or been involved in, or their own concerns, or indeed their ideas. So I don't know whether you agree with any of that.
No, of course. I guess if you mentioned several things as well, sounds like a very bustling place, as I know it is. So how would you sell the school in 20 seconds?
Gosh, how do you sum up a school that's been around for over 1,000 years in 20 seconds? I would say we are a family-orientated, co-educational boarding and day school for pupils from the ages of 2 to 18. We offer a holistic education, but within our context we are also a cathedral choir school and a music specialist school. And we have all sorts of values that drive us, but creativity is absolutely core to what we're doing in all of our endeavours, academic and co-curricular, but also wanting to have pupils really consider values such as aspiration, responsibility, endeavour, all within an inclusive and tolerant and kind community. And that's something for me that's really fundamental to what we are.
It seems like Wells, and I know this myself, but Wells is a very diverse community and school, and there's always so much going on here. So what would be your favourite part of the school day?
It would be easy to say the end of it, wouldn't it? But I think for me, actually, it's the beginning. It's the start. I'm very lucky when I can walk to work. I go through the science lab, through the junior school. I can see the cathedral looming over the whole school, and then I enter into the main heart of school, Cedars Lawn, with our dining hall and our concert hall. We are so lucky. We're so privileged and blessed to live and work and learn in a really beautiful, historic, spiritual place. And it's that kind of history and that kind of aesthetic beauty that I think rubs off on all of us, and it makes me on a daily basis remind me how fortunate I am to be here, but also sets me up, I hope, to have a really good day.
Okay. You mentioned earlier about how those pupils could view you, and I was wondering, what is your greatest extravagance and something that the pupils don't know about you that you'd like to share?
I do like to travel. I love Italy. That's my favourite place on earth. So any opportunity to escape to Italy and have a nice meal and some wonderful art, that'd be fantastic.
I guess Wells is a wonderful place, and you mentioned so many wonderful positive qualities about the school. But if you could change one thing, what would that be?
That's a really hard question. I think, I'm not sure there's anything fundamental I would want to change, to be honest. I think we can always strive to be better. Just as our motto is be what you are, become the best person that you can be. I want that for the school. Evolution, not revolution, is a phrase I've often used. And I want to evolve the school to be the best we can be, to maintain fundamentally what we are, who we are, but constantly to strive every day to improve and to keep everyone working to be the best that we can be.
That's wonderful. And you mentioned your motto is be what you are, and so as a school, and I was wondering if you personally had a favourite quote or favourite motto that you live by.
Yeah, well, that's interesting. So, be what you are obviously is a school motto, isn't it? And it sounds so fresh and relevant, doesn't it? Despite, in fact, being an Anglo-Saxon bishop's motto originally. Personally, one of the quotes that I've always loved is the poet Keats' quotation about education. Education is not the filling of a pail, but the lighting of a fire. And that, for me, absolutely encapsulates what I hope we're trying to do here at Wells for Everyone, is inflame those passions that drive you through life.
I guess it's wonderful because it kind of shows how education is not only in textbooks but in life in general, and is life itself. Speaking of fire, I wanted to ask, if you could have one superpower, what would that be?
Well, we're in the middle of COP26, and if I had that power to change reverse the way that the world seems to be heading in terms of climate change and environmental matters, so that all of us, but especially the younger generation, can take on a world which is in a better place than we are looking after it. That, for me, I think would be absolutely crucial.
Incredible. On the other hand, if you could get away with one crime, what would that be?
One crime. Well, I mentioned my love of art. I suppose if I could pinch a world-class masterpiece and have it in my sitting room, maybe something like the Ghent altarpiece, or I love the Holbein portrait of Thomas More in the Frick Gallery in New York. If I could get that under my arm and not get noticed, that would be fantastic.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much for yours.